Hello, everyone. I'm Veronica Bartolini again with Codebreaker Real Talk, Unchained Hearts. Welcome to my channel, and I am very grateful for Alexandra Rubio, but I call her Lexi, and I'm very happy to have her here. You here, Alexa, because I've been wanting to get you on the show for like 3 years.
Oh, finally I'm here. Thank you for having me. Such an honor to be here on your show.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you.
So I think we met on Instagram, and then you were asking questions about what's the super soldier Starseed, and you were giving me a lot of your examples and the memories that you were having, and so tell us about your experiences in this lifetime. Let's start, because I know you're from Sweden, right? I thought it was Spain, but it's Sweden.
Sweden, yes. Yes, Sweden. Yeah.
Your life journey. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, I was born and raised in Sweden. My parents are from Serbia, Belgrade, so they are Slavic. And I grew up in a Orthodox, Russian Orthodox religion. And it's a little weird for me to speak about this because I never actually really shared my story. So it's kind of like weird. But so yeah, I grew up in a small town in Sweden. And as a young child, I mean, I was very like, I don't know, like my parents, they were always like, fighting constantly about money. And it was like always like fighting. That's what I remembered. And so I grew up in like a very stressful environment. And my mom, she was always like drinking. And my dad was always working. So it was like, but anyhow, as a child, I was very like, I remembered our house was like haunted. So I could sense spirits and like ghosts. So I was very like aware of them. But I couldn't see them, but I was like, I could feel them. And yeah, what else? Yeah. So yeah, in school I was bullied. I remember that because I was like a chunky kid, and I remembered I had dark hair, and the kids in my classroom were all blonde. I remember that too. So I was like, they were just bullying me. They're like, oh, you're not from this country, la la la, like, I was like an outsider basically, and it was like, it was hard. So it was like a rough time for me getting bullied. And but yeah, and I also remember as a child, it's weird, but I was like into music, and I was listening to Michael Jackson because he was like my escape, his music. So I was like very inspired by Michael. And I remembered also one day I told my mom, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to live in America. I'm going to live in the States. And she was like, yeah, no, like you're not, And I remembered when I turned 20, I just decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to US. And that's what happened. So I took a loan out, and I went there as a student. So I was doing, so I went to Santa Monica College. So I came here when I was 20, and yeah, what else? So I was here for 6 months. Okay, I have to breathe in because it's still weird for me to like really talk about myself. I'm not used to it.
I know, but it's about time. It's about
yeah. It's like so weird because honestly, I'm not used to like talking about myself. It's just like I'm actually being put on the spot. So it's like, my mind is like racing, and it's like,
You'll get used to it. I see you doing your own podcast and your own YouTube. I mean,
Oh,
didn't you do like Instagram or TikTok? You would do some videos and I would watch you like with fitness and with exercise, and you are one of the many people that inspired me to keep going.
oh. I did, but this is the problem with me. It's like I do something and then I'm 100% in it, and then something happens. Like I think that I subconsciously sabotage myself or my journey, and then I start like questioning, what exactly do I want to do? Do I want to do this? And then I stop, and then I do something else, and I jump from like different things. It's like I'm like all over the place. It's like I don't even know what I want to do. It's like
it happens to me too. Yeah, I think it could be with the trauma and the programs, and then also the doubting comes from me. I know it comes from like my mother, the way she raised me.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, I shared with someone very personally what happened. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be okay for like a good 3 months, and then boom, she's like on a witch hunt. Like, oh, you have this wrong with you, and look at your face, and look at your arms, and why aren't you, and it comes from her trauma because she was abused. That I can relate with. And then also because we want to do a lot of things, because we have so much energy. We are starseeds, we are stars, what I say. That we get excited, our inner self, like kind of like our child is saying, hey, you only have this amount of time on earth, let's go do this and let's go do that.
I agree. I feel the same. It's like this childlike energy. It's like you get so excited and it's like, wow, it's amazing, but then it's like falls down. But anyways, I came here to do acting, so because I love acting, and I love the arts. I love singing also, so that's one of the reasons that I came to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams and my goals. I still have the dream of being an actress, and I think that I will go back to school again for acting, because I think it's like, when you're acting, it's like this, like, I don't know, it's like a passion of mine and a dream. You're just like letting all the emotions out. And because I think as a child, I have been suppressing all that, all the trauma, and it's like I'm ready to like let it out. But so.
Like I said, I do see you doing your own broadcasts and things like that. I think that's one of the reasons mainly why I started the YouTube channel too, because I had so much enthusiasm. I felt like I had a lot to share. Like, I wanted to hear other people's stories. That's why I have you on here too, because I loved your story, and it's like we gotta bond. We gotta find each other in this world.
Yes. Yeah. That's
I like acting too, and modeling.
And yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was watching. I remembered James Rank, because I have been a subscriber of his like for a long time, probably like 10 years. So I saw you on it, and I was like, oh my God, like I felt this like energy. I felt like I knew you. You were the first one like that I connected so strongly with. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to like connect with her. I have to contact her. And so I did. That's how I approached you, through Instagram. So I just felt this energy. It's like, oh my God, I know her. Like I know her from somewhere.
Yeah, like I know you too. I feel very.
But I have never felt that with anyone except like you. It's like I don't know how to explain that.
Maybe you're me and I'm you.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
You were talking about some of the programs, and I verified some of those things, when everyone I see you like, I don't know if I've ever told you, but I see you like, what is Tomb Raider? That what's her name with the black hair, and ¿cómo se llama? She also came on a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh yeah, Angelina Jolie.
I love that character, and you remind me of Tomb Raider. You also remind me of Electra. And I love.
I want to do those type of characters. Like that's what I feel. Like
You know
Like,
what? If you ever decide to do a movie, let me know, because I want to do a movie of my life, and it would be so
oh
cool.
my God. And you know what? That's so weird that you're actually talking about it, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, it will be so cool to do a movie with Veronica. Like, I swear. Yes. It's like, oh my God, it will be so cool. Like, I saw that vision. I saw you and me on stage at the Oscars. I swear.
It's so
I see that. Like, I see that.
bumps everywhere. I want to cry.
Yeah, me too. Look, me too. But I see that, honestly. And you know what? This is what I feel. And I'm like crying. I feel like, man, we really have to change Hollywood, because Hollywood is so corrupted, and somebody has to freaking change that industry.
That's
You
right.
know, and that's what I feel.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, yeah, we have to do it.
Like how to do all like the production and I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to my cousin, she lives in LA, and I lived in
Yeah.
Hollywood before, and it was fun living there. I loved it. I wanted to like go into acting too, but I got stuck working because the rents, you know how expensive they are.
I know. Tell me about it. It's so expensive.
Yes. So I was like, okay, so she gave me an idea, which was like 2 days ago. She says, you know, there's a movie out there, and I forgot the name. I'll remember. But
Yeah.
it was this guy, he just filmed his own movie, and then it was kind of like a B movie, and then Hollywood bought it like that, like just it. And I said, she goes, why don't you just record your own? And I'm like, but I feel like I need to find somebody else with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It may be you, and I would love to.
I would, oh my gosh, I would love to also.
Get a chance to come down here. I'm going to have a meet and greet on the 10th of April. Some of my friends are from California. One of my friends is already here from Arkansas. Others are maybe from Fargo. I'm not sure yet, but can make a trip. If not, we'll do stuff over Zoom, and one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to meet you in person, and you know, so that we can like hang out and
Me too.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. But it's yeah, I mean, like I said, like ever since little girl, I always have this like urge of I think because as a child I was neglected from my parents. They were never there for me emotionally, not even like physically. So I think that brought me to LA, because I had this like passion and urge to be seen. I don't know if that makes any sense. To be seen, to be heard, like, hey, you know, like I'm here, like. But I know it all comes and stems from you know, the childhood wounds that I, you know, had, and that I'm still like trying to like heal all the trauma.
Did you have body dysmorphia? I still have a problem with that. Like, that's why I think I'm always at the gym, because also I love the way I feel when I'm at the gym. Because, you know, the endorphins, the serotonin.
Yeah.
I love chipping my body away and looking awesome for me, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that I can control.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same. I feel the same way. Like, it's like, I feel like this rush and like a high. It's like, yeah, I feel energized. But it's, yeah, I love the gym, definitely.
You are about all that stuff about like, I was neglected. I've been trying to finish writing my book, and it's really hard because of all the crap that we went through, all this stuff in the programs too. So I'm thinking a movie would be better. But the body dysmorphia thing.
What exactly is that? Like body dysmorphia?
I usually hide my body when I go work out. But then it comes from religious. My father we were Catholic. And let me, like, even if I have a button shirt.
Oh yes, yeah.
Short shorts. You know, I have time showing even my beautiful tattoos. Like, I have friends at the gym that are bigger than me, and they wear their stuff, and like, I don't know if I want to show that. You know, I'm still trying. I am slowly getting rid of all that programming, and also dysmorphia. Like, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, like I like, man, I need more work here. How long?
Oh yeah. Yes.
I gotta stop.
Yes, I have that. Yeah.
What's all that?
Same, it's same with me. Same. Yeah. It's the same exact thing with me because I'm so self-conscious about my image, about my body, about like I want to do plastic surgery. Okay, so the only thing that I have done is just my lips.
I like them a lot.
So it's big. I want to I want to get rid of them. You know why? Because they have silicone in them.
Oh, I heard silicone causes depression or suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, and because I have autoimmune, I have Hashimoto's, hypothyroid. So I did my lips when I was 22. I was 22. I'm 37 now. So and they don't look even. See, this side is like bigger than the other. So it's like whoever did it, he didn't do it right. See, it's not right. So it's
barely tell, barely. But I think you would know more, you know.
So I'm here. But yeah, like the body image and like even like I'm like I told my husband the other day, I'm like, you know what? I want to do a facelift. I want to do a nose job. And he's like,
at your face, like, well, what they do is they lift this part of it, the quad, and they do like
here
instead of like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but they lift here or whatever. You can do like a mini facelift or like however you want. But I mean, he's like, you're crazy. He tells me, oh, you're crazy. Well, you don't need it. I'm like, I know, but I think it's coming from my mom because she had her nose done because she used to have a bigger nose. But so I think I got it from her, you know, and she always wanted to look skinny. And so it's like you said, it's a program. It's here in my mind constantly. So you're definitely not alone. You know.
Were you also used in the sex kitten program that you remember?
You know, I don't know, but I have no idea. But I think, you know, like every time I have intercourse, I feel like, I don't know how to explain, like, ew, like after intercourse, I'm like, ew, I'm disgusted. And it's like if it's a sin. So I have no idea if I have or not. I'm still trying to remember because like my third eye is not fully developed like yours. I cannot see like beings, but I can sense the energy. I can sense all that.
You know, one thing I'm learning about sex is that, you know, it has nothing to do with the gods here. It has nothing to do with the religion.
Yeah.
I was listening to, there's this lady that I like to listen to once in a while, Bella Sloan. And last night I was listening to one of her shows. She's like, who gives a, you know, about your sex life? You have to yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Why do people care who you sleep with or if you have a vagina or a penis? You know, if you're labeled gay, lesbian, if you're labeled metro, whatever. She says, I'm tired of these labels. It's like religion should not have anything to do with our sexuality. But, you know, she was saying how when you're young, you know, they want you to go to the priest and say, oh, yeah, you know, I've been masturbating or I've been sinning porn. And it's like, it's none of that. Like they're casting a spell back on the people that go mess because
to feel guilty.
And you know the Vatican's along with the agencies, not just the CIA, mafia, and it's like it's a whole control system. So I hope that you also heal from that because we have to be more
I have
toward ourselves.
This I'm currently reading this book right here,
How to
do the work. So it's like how to heal all of your trauma.
Oh, nice. Nicole.
So I'm currently Dr. Nicole Lepera. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I mean, we all do have, you know, traumas and suppressed traumas. So we all have to deal with it. And
it's funny because sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to go date, right? And then I'm like, this last time, this guy wanted to marry me, and he's like, I want to go meet your mom. He's Mexican, you know. I want to meet your mom, ask her for your hand. And I'm like, I don't belong to you, and I don't belong to her. And no, I don't. It's like you're programmed to think that we have to belong to a man, like a slave.
Exactly. Yeah. I you know what? I hate it too, because my husband is like, oh, you're mine. You're only mine. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not yours. Like, leave me alone. I'm not yours. Like, and it's like, ew, like, I don't like that. Like, stop saying that, you know? But, oh, well, he's also awake, but not as awake as I am. So yeah,
Do you
he's,
think he's sometimes your handler? Could be.
I don't know, but he, you know, every time I try to speak to him about like super soldiers, like what we're talking about, he's like, okay, yes, I understand, but no, I don't want to focus on that. And that, no, you are living in that reality. I'm not, you know, I'm trying to do this, because he's also an actor. So he's trying to get into Hollywood. And he's just like, I think for him, it's just too much.
Yes.
I mean, he's aware of it, and he does listen. I mean, he watches videos too, but he gets overwhelmed, I think. And then he gets like angry. So
there's something there, especially if he gets angry, because you know
yeah,
been used as well, or you know what I mean. And
yeah,
ready to talk about it, there's a block there that just makes him mad.
Yeah.
Like it could be part of the Omega project sometimes, self-destruct, you know, and so maybe he feels that coming up like that, and he's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But before I forget, going back to did you have the ghost? Because I know a lot of people are going to ask me about that. What did they ever do to you to cause fear? Did you see them under your bed, in the closet, like take you in your dreams, or how did you deal with that? And what did your mom or dad ever say or do about?
I mean, they were also aware of a ghost in there, because I mean, I can tell you that ghost was freaking loud. Like, that ghost used to do like, he was just like, I remember we all went to sleep, the second floor, and the basement, it was just like pa pa, like if somebody broke in. It was so loud. So my dad went downstairs, and you know, but nobody was there. So that's how they knew it. But then, like, I remembered, because I was visiting Serbia a lot, summer times, and my grandma's house was very haunted too. And I remembered, it's strange, but the door kept opening, like slamming, like ta 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 ta. Nobody could hear it but me. It was so bizarre. It was just like strange. I'm like, wait, why aren't they waking up? Like, only I could see that, and I could hear that. So that was very traumatic for me, that time. I remembered. And also the couch, I was sitting on the couch, and the couch was like moving like that.
It sounds like, and this may sound weird, but what is weird? You know, it sounds like when you go through your portals and your stargates, attachments would want to come. Your life and try and take over. Whether it was for your mother with her drinking, it looks like they were attaching themselves to her psyche. And I think you and I were talking about how we messed up power and lights. Do you still have?
Oh yeah, yes. So this is what happened. Because I used to visit, you know, summertime, I used to travel to Serbia, where my parents are from. We have a house there also. And every time, me and my sister, both me and her, we were passing by street lights. They went on and off. Every single street light went on and off. And we freaked out. We were like, what's going on here? How come that nobody sees this, only us? It felt like we were in a movie, literally in a movie. And we were like freaked out. We were just like looking at these people, and it's like, we were looking at them, but they were like zombies. Like it was such a strange feeling, but that kept haunting me, the light thing. So when I moved to LA and I went to school, I went to acting school, every single time when it was dark outside and when I went outside, the street light went on and off. Or if I would just, when I was standing by a street light, it just went on and off, went on and off, went on and off. It was crazy.
It also it's I see that it's both yourself, your your what they call your, how do you say, telekinesis perhaps not being balanced, but it also sounds like you guys were being targeted. Do you have any examples now being targeted? Like, are you followed? How?
I don't know. I mean, I do have dreams.
In school, is he being bullied, or like, is he doing okay? Yeah, maybe you're.
So yeah, well, in school I was bullied when I was little. Definitely, I was bullied constantly. But I remember this kid. She was bullying me constantly bullying me, and I kept quiet and quiet until after the school. I remember I couldn't take it, and I just grabbed her and I knocked her down and I punched her so hard, and I just ran. I ran back home, and I was just like shaking like crazy and crying, because that was out of my character. That was not who I was. But yeah, I was always quiet. Like, I mean, even today, like if I was to be in a classroom, I would be the quiet one. Like I'm like scared to like raise my hand, like, yeah. So I'm still like, trying to work with that. But yeah, that with the street lights, I remembered it was like it was going on and off, and I was in my kitchen and I saw it in front of me, and it was just like went on and off, on and off. And then I saw 1111 every single day. That number was like everywhere. And I remember like one day I said, okay, this has to stop because I cannot take it. So I'm like, what do you want? And I said, what do you want? Like this, what do you want? And show me. I said, I don't know, but I didn't know anything about Illuminati or the elite. I didn't know anything about that. I knew I was very spiritual and I was into the spirit world and the ghosts and all that. But I was never aware of like other beings, like extraterrestrials, star beings. It was not in my mind at all. And I just said, like, I'm like, show me, like I was mad, and I was like, show me, because I couldn't take it. It was just too much for me. And then I remember the next day on my YouTube, it was just like pa, like Illuminati. I'm like, what is that? And I went into that. I'm like, what? And it was just like, I got so shocked. Like, it was crazy. I remembered that day, and I was just like crying and crying. And I called my sister. I told her everything too. And she was just like in shock. Like and at that time, I was very severely depressed. I wanted to take my life away because I knew that this was a fake world. And I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this. Like, okay, so I came here to be in a movie, because that is my dream. I wanted to become an actress. I was
Alex.
Oh, what happened?
Every day we're in a movie here in the theater.
Every day, yes, man.
But I know
we are.
I just wanted to like make you laugh and smile. Yeah, keep talking. Sorry. It's just I get really excited. I'm so happy that you brought that up, because that well, my story. I tried it and it didn't work. So now it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? So the more people we connect with each other, with one another, and our stories, I think that we can help each other through the feelings. Like you what happened after that? Have you ever been in a I guess asylum, manicomio? Did they have you on psychiatric meds? What did you do when you started feeling depressed, or that you
I'll tell you the whole story. So okay, So I was there, and I remembered I went to Sweden and I came back, and I was on a student visa, and I had a couple of days to leave LA. And I was like, no, I cannot, I'm not leaving LA. I'm just not, because this is my destiny. I have to stay here. I belong here. I belong in Hollywood, period. So I sat on my couch and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to survive, because at that time I was living alone, and I was living in Hollywood on Highland and Franklin, uh, in the heart of Hollywood, basically,
I know what it is. Yep. I lived in New Hampshire, and then in by so New Hampshire, and then by Los Feliz and all that, and then out Hollywood. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I remembered. I was like, oh my God, I do not want to go back home. I told myself, this is my home. I want to stay here. And I took a risk. I took a risk and I stayed here. I stayed here legally. So, and I remembered I made a green card, a resident card, and I was visualizing it every single day. And from that day, it took me, like, I would say 2 years. I met Armando, who is my husband. And, I told him about my situation, and he said, you know what, let's get married. So he really helped me a lot. So now it's real, so we're, truly married. Yes, we have issues and stuff like that, but, we're dealing with the problems and all that. But that's how it happened, because I knew within my heart that, no, I'm not leaving this place. I knew that my destiny was here. And yeah, so
actually,
that's how.
As a movie producer too, like, have you written scripts, or you said you like music? What instruments do you play? Or
I mean, I sing, but I haven't sang in a long time. So but yes, like you said, I want my own movie production company. So I also want to, like, write and be in the movies, and just like change this whole agenda that's going on here in Hollywood. Just change everything, because we're here to change for better. So that's what I feel. And yeah, and even my husband, I mean, he's doing acting right now, so he has a SAG card, so, which is great. He's yeah.
he has a what? Sorry.
It's a SAG card. It's like a SAG membership.
What is that?
It's a union, so he's union. Like, if you're non-union, you get less paid. So right now he's doing like background work, so he gets like a little bit more, let's say.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah.
What kind of like scripts or movies? What would you change? How would you start it? I'm just giving you like ideas. Like, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like they say in high school, let's brainstorm. Right? So what would you like to change, especially for our youth? You have a song. What would you like to see different?
Just like so I want to tell people, for instance, my story, how it happened to me. Like, I want to create that as a movie, like with the lights going on. And because I don't think I've really seen that before, but like, because it really felt, honestly, it felt that like you said, we are in a movie. So, but it felt like I was in a movie. So that's one of the reasons why. And what I went through and all the emotions that I have, it needs to, like, all my creativity, it has to come out, that energy, because I believe that's healing. You're healing the world. And I think that's important, to express yourself, because if you're not expressing yourself, then how are you living? You're not going to live. And that's how I feel. I feel like, and I'm very passionate about, of course, like, what's going on in the world, and just like speaking the truth, and in movies. So I think it will be such a cool thing to do, and just like, yeah, share that
For
with the
some reason,
world.
yeah, for some reason, the movie Splash comes to mind, and that was one of my favorite movies. Have you ever seen?
Mm-hmm.
She's a mermaid, and she only has like a few days to be out here because of the full moon as a human.
Uh-huh. What's it called?
Splash.
Flash. No, I have not. What year? What year is the movie?
Like in the 80s with
80s?
what's his name?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remembered when he grabbed her and put her in the tub, right?
Yes.
I have memory, yeah. But I was very drawn to mermaids, like that cartoon. What was her name? The little
Little Mermaid. Maybe you were in Venus with
yes.
and
Yeah, I was so obsessed with mermaids. I even had a mermaid doll, a Barbie doll, and I was obsessed like with her because she used to sing, and she was like, ah, I loved it. I loved it.
yeah. I used to take
Yeah.
my baths with the Little Mermaids, and my bathroom is all mermaids.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Water. Like yesterday, I was just crying out of nowhere because I missed the ocean, and I'm like, how can I get to?
Yeah.
I need to be there at least for 2
Come over here. Come over here.
I will, and my
Yes, you're welcome to come here.
over there. Thank you.
Yes, anytime.
Can we go to the ocean now over there, or how?
Yes. Yeah, we can go to the ocean. Yes. Definitely. Well, I mean, we cannot walk to the ocean because I'm not in Santa Monica, but I am in Sherman Oaks right now. So, yeah. I used to live in Hollywood, but now I'm in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, I used to go to Monica Pier,
Yeah.
and Van Nuys. I think there's one in
Yeah.
Venice or Vienna.
Venice. Yeah. Venice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah.
My favorite. And I don't know, for some reason I couldn't sleep last night. I was targeted.
Mhm.
I don't know why I couldn't sleep. And then finally I fell asleep for 1 hour, and at 8 o'clock in the morning, the roofers are up on the roof fixing the roof. They just
Oh, wow.
then they're gonna do the sidewalks. I don't know. Do you have a hard time sometimes, or?
You know, I don't. Not actually. When I got rid of Instagram,
Oh,
I got rid of Instagram, and I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I feel present. I feel like I'm engaged with my family. Before, I was like a zombie. I was like this, scrolling. My husband was talking to me, and I was not even acknowledging him. I was like a zombie. It was just like, and I was like, okay, that has to stop. So I'm like, the best thing that I have to do is just get rid of the Instagram. So I did that, and I feel much better. I can hear my voice now. Before, I don't know, I was listening to so many people about like how to be a leader, how to create, how to do this. It's good to listen to other people, but I think if you listen too much, you're not able to hear yourself. And that's what I felt. So it became for me overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I had to like really stop doing that and just like tune in within. And the only I only watch your video and a couple others, and that's it. I feel much better, honestly.
Thank you. I totally feel better too, getting off Facebook. And we just did a 6-hour show the other day with and everything. I think it was like 8 hours. And one of my brothers, Frank Emart, he was just saying how bad the AI system was in Facebook. And I said, yeah, brother, I saw that. And
yeah.
And what I do is I'll turn off my notifications, and I won't get back to people until I can, because I need that me time.
Exactly. And I think, like for me, it was just like, I started comparing myself to other people, and that's not good. Like the wrinkles and the everything. And I'm like, okay, first of all, Instagram is not real, because they retouch, they reshape, it's not even real. so I'm like, and I saw these like Victoria's Secret models, you know how they were skinny in real life, but then they go and they reshape their bodies. So their waist is like teeny tiny, like it's insane. And I'm like, okay, this is insanity. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this. Yes, I did also like, I had an app where I just like blurred out my wrinkles under my eyes, but I will never ever like reshape my body to go that far and reshape my body, because I think that's insanity. So I was like, no, I can't do this. So I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to like, now I just want to focus on like creating and see, you know, go back to acting and yeah, just like do my stuff and see where it takes me.
So
So
before I forget, because I know I go off in tangents too, how did you get rid of, like, well, not get rid of, because we always have those emotions,
mm,
like through that depression thing, what did you do?
yeah.
Who helped you? Did you
Mm.
take any medication or like,
Oh, no. So no, I was not put on any medication at all. But I remembered um, after I got married and I was not feeling well. I was just lethargic and tired constantly, dragging my body. Um, and you know, I tried vegan diet. I was on the vegan diet for like 3, and I believe that also made it worse.
you froze? Are you still there, Lexi?
Oh, do you hear me, Veronica? Can you hear me? Wait, I cannot hear you.
Are you there? Oh, are you there, Lexi? You froze. Did it work?
Okay.
It's weird. The internet keeps going on and off on my end. I don't know about yours.
Oh,
You froze.
oh, I froze.
Yeah, you were talking and then it froze.
Oh, but can you see me now? Am I?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, perfect. So I was talking about yeah, I was depressed, but I was also on a vegan diet too. And I remember like my body was telling me, I was on a vegan diet for 3 years, and I remember my body was telling me to I don't know. I used to dream about like eating meat, so it was like an instinct. So I'm like, oh no, I cannot eat meat. I can't do that, you know. But then I was like, no, I have to. So I did it. I went back to go eating meat, and as soon as I started eating meat, I felt stronger and like more energized. Yeah, that's like from my perspective, my personal. Um, yeah, that's how I felt.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't.
Are you like O negative blood type, or do you have any kind of like
I
negative?
am O, but I don't know if I'm negative or positive. I think I might be negative.
Mhm.
I know I'm O though.
Yeah, because us O's, we need that meat. I tried to go
Yeah,
vegetarian for 3 months and then my hair started falling, and
yeah,
just have to have that, especially with training and all that. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, my hair, my hair is still like thinning, so I have to see because I'm right now I'm on the medication on levothyroxine for my thyroid. I don't want to be on it, but I'll see. I have to reverse my Hashimoto's, and you can truly do that with food. I just have to get rid of coffee because I think that's aggravating but I love coffee.
now what I do with coffee is I'll put some coconut oil or the keto
Yeah. Yeah,
oil.
the bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof.
I've heard that's good too.
Yeah. Yes, it's really good. Yeah. I do that sometimes also.
Yeah.
But I think I have to do that. I have to just stop drinking coffee and focusing on eating. I mean, I eat very healthy. I eat all organic. I eat salads. I eat, of course, meat, chicken, salmon, sometimes beef, and just like a lot of greens,
Mhm.
So yeah,
I like
but
the videos that you were putting out of food and
yeah.
that, and if you ever want to do like another video, or maybe you start
Mm,
your own, a lot of people are
mm,
trying to figure out what's good for them. Like I have a friend who she stopped drinking coffee, and
mm,
it's really tough for her for the first like 3
yeah.
weeks, but she says she feels much better. And
Hmm.
she was saying that it also like helped her to get rid of more of the gut or the stomach fat.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, she did it through many things, but one of them was celery and kale juicing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Props to her.
Yeah, a lot of chlorophyll. That's really healthy and good for the body, the whole system, just to like cleanse and detox, because that's what we all need. I also do what's it called? The clay thing. I drink it.
Yes, that's
Uh
I do that too. It's I have one. It's
oh
the
my God, I forgot the name. Oh yeah, diatomaceous earth.
nice.
Yeah, so I do that, and charcoal, also activated charcoal. I take supplements. Yeah, so I'm trying to stay healthy, and sometimes I have burgers and fries. Um, very, very rarely, but sometimes I do.
Still have
So,
fat burgers. Oh my gosh, I miss fat burgers.
oh, In and Out.
I love In and Out.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, sometimes, but not often though.
I do
Sometimes I
the
do.
protein stuff with the the lettuce wraps.
Yeah, lettuce wraps. Oh man, it's so good. I love it. It's better without the bread, honestly.
It
It
is.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, and it's also like you have to be in tune with the food too. Like you have to see what is right for you, because I also remembered, like, for like a whole year I didn't eat grains, and now I started eating grains, like black beans, rice, all of that good healthy fibrous foods. I started to incorporate that in my life, and I just feel, I feel better, honestly. Before I was like so strict about the food, but that it's messing you up here, and it's not good. It's just stressing you out. It's not good. So you have to like ease
You're
it
right.
out.
You're right. And
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of I didn't want to believe this when I first started working out again, after the
Hmm.
depression thing, because I went through a depression stage for 9 years, and I was with all that
Hmm.
medication, the epidural shots, the CPAP,
Yeah.
you name it. And my friends kept saying, look, Vero, you gotta change your diet. It's hard. You can lose so much fat,
Hmm.
unnecessary fat, if you
Yeah.
eat right. And I kept ignoring it. And then finally, like a year
Hmm.
after I started working out, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go and do vegan, I'm sorry, organic, and
Yeah.
it messed with me the first year, because I had to get rid of we were talking about this earlier, the flavor of the flour tortilla, and that's not good.
Uh-huh.
Mm, and now it's once in a very long time I'll have like a piece of
Yeah.
steak, or but
Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah.
yeah, like on a well-deserved like cheat day, right? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and I'm very careful about drinking. I love
Yeah.
who doesn't love to drink and party, right? But
Yeah.
but I
Oh
have
yeah, tell me about. I love red wine. I love wine.
to.
Oh, it's so good.
I've had some since my birthday of February, and I'm like, should I drink some?
Yeah, last time I had it was I remember December on our anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. No
Yeah,
way.
so
Mine, when I was married, mine was December 30th. What was yours? What's yours?
so wait, my mind. So 9, December 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah, December 9. Yeah. But yeah, I've been married for like, let me think here, 10 years.
Um,
Yeah, and we have a little boy together. So
how's your son doing? School and all?
he's really good. He's gonna be 4 in June, so he's growing very fast. I'm a full-time mom, so I take care of him
How do you do it
24/7.
with technology? Like if he wants to be on the phone and stuff, because kids should not be on technology.
Yeah. No, he's you know what? He's not on the phone at all. I turn on the TV for him for a little bit. He can have a little screen time. I don't allow him to watch Disney at all. He's not allowed to watch Disney. But he watches like, there's kids that create they have their own YouTube channel. So I support that. So he can watch, that for sure. But I don't want him to watch other like cartoons and stuff like that. He doesn't need it. And he's outside every single day. He's in playground, plays. So yeah, he's very active.
That's good.
Yeah, but
skating, rollerblading, down the beach. What do you guys do for fun?
Honestly, we always go to like parks, honestly, like parks. And we definitely go to the beach. We take him to the beach, and yeah, we have to travel, but that's why I need to start making money here. We need to make a movie.
Yes.
So yeah, like I have a vision, and I have big goals and big dreams, and
I have a lot of things
yeah,
down, so maybe
yeah,
you can see my work, and
yes, I would love to. I would love to.
together, because that would be so much
Yeah,
fun,
yeah. I bought an Oscar from Hollywood, and I have it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like it's there.
that's a great visual.
Yeah,
It reminds me like when you go work out and you have to have your certain workout clothes, your shoe.
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I go to the gym and I take off my my regular tennis shoes. I put on my gym tennis shoes. I have everything very
Mm,
specific. That's what motivates me. It's like, oh, like,
yeah.
what should I wear today? Kind of like,
I know. Yeah. Yeah. No, same. Yeah, me too. Me too. Definitely. I used to go to a gym close by, but now they finished our gym here in the building. So now I can just walk down the stairs and go to the gym, and it's such a blessing
oh, good.
because yeah, it's everything's about time, especially when I have a child. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all about timing and stuff like that. But yeah, how was your awakening? Like how did you how did you know about this? How did you wake up? How did you also have with the lights thing, the electricity?
What I had was I was listening to in 2016,
Mm,
2015, I was listening to Kelly and the Raw, and I was listening to Miles Johnson and Max Spears, and
mm-hmm,
like, oh my gosh, I'm a super soldier, and I didn't want to tell
mm-hmm,
anybody. And at that time, I was going, I had gone through my divorce, I lost everything. So
yeah.
I was homeless for a day with my daughter, and I had to live with
Oh.
one of my friends from high school. Back then, she was my best friend.
Mm-hmm,
Like, so I ended up living with her in 2017, the latter, like around October, November of 2016, for about a year and a half. And
mm-hmm,
I was telling her, hey, my sharpshooter eye is my left, my half of my body
mm-hmm,
is the cyborg. I'm also the Hulk. And she would just look at me
mm-hmm,
like, you're crazy, and then
yeah.
it helped me to see, because I would feel these shifts all the time around me. And she
Mm-hmm,
just take 3 pictures. She's the one that taught me, take 3 consecutive pictures if you want their
yeah.
attention to flash. So when I would take the pictures, I would see them. And I was
Oh wow.
so freaked out because I would feel them, right? And I'm like, what's going
Mm-hmm,
on? And then I was very, very upset because I had already gone through my near-death experience where I had shot,
mm-hmm,
in 2010, because I was seeing blood everywhere and I was hearing voices,
mm-hmm,
the MK Ultra through V2K saying, shoot yourself, your husband has $100,000 on you on insurance, your kids will be fine.
Oh God.
I was being physically and verbally abused at home. I was a cop. It was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheating. I just said, well, fuck it then. Nobody loves me anyway. It was this program
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this trauma thing, like nobody
Yeah.
loves me anyway. What the hell am I doing here? So I ended up, I don't remember though, grabbing my own service weapon. And that's what was on the report. And all I know is that I shot my heart because I wanted to,
What?
I
Oh my God.
go here. And then
Uh-huh.
and then I'm like, no, but what is it that is really killing me right now? What is it that I want to get most? I told myself, that's my heart because I love too much. Those were my words to me. I love too much
Yeah.
and nobody cares. So that's what happened. I ended up in the hospital, dead for 3 days and a month and a half in the hospital. They put me in the psych ward, all that stuff, medication. Then I gained the weight. I got the divorce, and then I ended up living with that friend. And that night, I was like, I every day I would light my candle, write my stuff, my dreams, and my memories. And I didn't know back then there were memories, the difference between dream and memories. So I was just writing everything down, and I was a lot with my friend. I knew I was a psychic medium. She started getting jealous because she was, so she thought I was in
Yeah.
competition, which I wasn't. And then one night I was just so upset, Lexi, that I said, I had a rosary, I had my angels. I had back then I believed in angels, and I prayed
Yeah.
to, I believed in Jesus and all that, prayed to Jesus. But that's the Jesus from here. It's not the
Yeah.
Yeshua
Yeah.
talked about before. And so I said, if there is a real God or something out there, as to why, tell me why I should stay here.
Yeah.
I don't want to live here.
Yeah.
I died killing myself and leaving. It didn't work. I had to come. And I had all those, things that I talk about in one of my videos. It's the near-death experience video. So I won't go into that detail, but what happened is I knelt on the ground on the floor and I was like, I need to know what's going on. I need to know there's something out there that loves me, or that there's a God or something. Why should I stay here? And so then finally there was a light that came out of my chest. Huge.
Wow.
And at the same time, there was this like falling shooting star that went like that. And and then I went outside and my friend was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're opening portals. We don't need you to open any more portals. And I'm like, I told her what happened. Then the neighbors heard the noise, but there was nothing on the ground, nothing burnt, no hole, nothing.
Wow.
And later on, I find that was me coming in for me, like me.
Wow. Oh, so that was like your future self coming in. Wow. Wow. I love that. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Feel very emotional.
Yeah. Wow. That I remembered also, like now that you're talking about it, and I'm getting memories. I also remembered I was 29 and this was crazy, but my dad, he literally with his brother, he was talking to his brother and he was planning out to kill my mom. It was insane. And my sister, she recorded the whole conversation. So when I came from the States to Sweden, she put it on for me and I was listening to that tape, and it was just like, it was crazy. I could not believe. I mean, it was just like insanity. He literally was talking to his brother and they were just like, okay, yeah, let's poison her. Okay, yeah. Okay, so how do we get that poison? Okay, yeah, no, I know someone from the hospital. I can get that poison. It's insane. And my mom, the next day, she kicked him out from the house. She kicked him out. And that was the last time I saw him. That was like 7 years ago. So he wanted to kill my mom. I mean, it's just like, man, I was so, I wanted to kill him. Like, you cannot kill my mom. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And that sounds like somebody had.
No, but yeah, no, that my dad, it's like if he's possessed. It's like he never showed love. He was always cold. he, but I never thought that he was that freaking crazy.
So this is your brother that wanted to kill your mom?
No, not my brother, my dad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my dad.
So he left for after 7 years now, and no one heard nothing. Did your mother have to put a restraining order on him, or what happens over there?
He of course he was threatening my mom that he was gonna kill her. And I remembered my mom also, when she went to Serbia, because we have a house there too, she went for summer, and she told me one day she wasn't at home, and somebody came in there and they just destroyed everything inside. Somebody ripped my picture. Why my picture? What did I do? You know what I mean? It was like crazy. So I remember my grandma, poor thing, she went in there, she was just devastated, and she took all the pieces and put them together. But I know who it was, of course. It was my dad and his people. It's insanity. Like, it's your own dad doing that.
It's with the CIA or
I don't know, but that's not a dad. I don't know what the heck he is. It's like my mom calls him a demon.
well, it looks like he's very heavily involved in the dark projects.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
he goes and steals stuff and sells it, and he's crazy. He just does shady stuff, like crazy things. Like, it's like I'm even embarrassed to even talk about it. Like,
well,
it's crazy.
You know what you're saying, like 1 year my mom was really depressed too, and she was gonna kill me and my two sisters with a gun.
Oh.
And I got home one day from school, and she was watching the news and crying, and I'm like, what's going on? And I was in junior high. This was I was 13. And she cried and cried. She says, I was gonna kill you guys with the gun and then kill myself. She says, because I don't want to leave you here alone to suffer, because I don't want to suffer anymore. You know, your dad's gone. He was always moving us because my mom was always messing around, and so he was always moving us from town to town and place to place. And so but I couldn't do it because I'm watching this lady, she said, that drowned her kids and herself, and she made us go to that funeral.
Wow.
One of the girls was dressed in her quinceañera dress, and it's like,
wow.
I had totally forgotten that my mom took us to the funeral until my middle sister said the other day, do you remember my mom, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh shit, yes, I do. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it happens in the best families and in the secrets. That's why I'm glad you're talking here, because I'm tired of human trafficking, sex trafficking.
Oh yeah, now that you're mentioning sex trafficking, we had a neighbor, he was older. He had so his mom, she was our neighbor, but he came to visit her every single day because she was older. And I remembered every time he saw me and my sister, you know, he was hugging us, but it was like a hug, like that kind of hug, like low. And one day I saw him and he's like, hi. And I was like, hi, you know, we were kids. And I was like, hi. And I ran to him and I hugged him, and he hugged me all the way and put his hand down. That was crazy. And I was just like, I just couldn't move. It was just like, I was just shocked. And I think I was only 10 years old.
What if he molested you and you don't remember? Or have you asked your subconscious to remind you? Maybe that's why when you have intercourse, you feel it's gross. I mean,
I don't know. I also remember that we had people living in our house because we were middle-class family. Because my mom and dad, they had a restaurant and they were making good money. And I remember my mom, she was always drugged out. She was popping pills back and forth. She hated her life. She never loved my dad. And I remembered my dad had his cousin come over, and he stayed in our house, and he was living there. He had a room, and I think my mom had an affair with him, and I saw that, and it was just bizarre thing. And what else? That's what I remember. And then I remember another girl that was living with us. I had these people living with us. It's like crazy. And then my cousins, my dad's cousins were hooking up with her, and then my mom got jealous, and it was just like, I don't even know. But I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea, honestly, if I did or not. I don't recall any of that. I just remember that he just like put his hand all the way down, and my
But
mom,
did you say something, or
what was that?
did you say something or to your mom, or
Yes, I did. I told my mom, and she went straight to the house. But I don't know. I just I actually talked about her about it, and I was like, "What did you do?" She said, "As soon as you told me, I went there," and I was like, I told his mom about it, and I don't know if she told him. I don't remember. I don't know. But I remember my dad was like, I don't know. Oh yeah, and my nana, she was living with us too. That was my dad's mom, but she was such a sweet lady. I really loved her so much. She's not here anymore, but um, yeah. So we used to live with so many people. Um, yeah,
I'm so sorry.
yeah. Oh,
I know.
it's okay. I just, it's hard. It's just trauma, but I'm working on it, and so
And
yeah,
talking about it does help too. I mean, I had
yeah.
DBT for 3 years,
Mhm.
dialectical behavioral therapy for 3 years, and at the same time PTSD for a whole year. And
Mhm.
then later on, I got my BHT, which is behavioral health tech, and then my recovery
Mhm.
RSS, because I went through it, and it helped. Speech therapy, pretty much like speaking about
Yeah.
it, but at the same time healing, like finding ways to heal and not being
Yeah.
depression thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. And yeah, it's just like listening to your heart and sharing your story with others, because that's how we connect together. And I think that's important that we all do. But yeah, my sister is also a star seed, and my mom, I mean, my mom, she's awake and aware, but she has so much trauma, like a lot of trauma. So she still lives in the past too.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
So what it is now we know, because we did start speaking about why is it that we get all excited about something. We started and then we're like,
yeah,
and it has
yeah,
to do with our mothers,
yeah,
we like
yeah.
trying to please them all the time. Now,
All the time. Yeah,
yeah, now I tell myself I don't live with her anymore. I don't have to please her.
yeah,
She's not the boss of me. She has her own life,
yeah,
just
yeah.
I don't owe her an explanation every day. If she calls, like
Mm,
sometimes I'll answer, sometimes no, because I can feel her energy, or I know that she's just
mm-hmm.
to bicker at me. So it's like, no, I don't. I'm very careful who I speak to, who I hang out with.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Same,
oh,
same here.
how was your awakening with, you said light? I mean, you've told me before, but if you want to tell everybody.
So I have the Nephilim child here.
Wow. Did you make that?
Yeah. No, no, no. I did not make it. I ordered it from a woman. Her name was Cynthia Crawford. She used to make these beautiful beings. So I connected with her, and she told me to send her a picture of me, and I did. So the star beings, my star family, they told her to make one of these because it's my star family. And yeah, that's how I purchased it from her.
The Nephilim?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have also those beings with me, but
Yeah. I wish I can see them. I think I have to. I mean, I think honestly, this is what I know. Later on, I think my third eye will be more open.
you'll
But
see them.
yeah, because
Even
I have,
go in the astral, and like before you go to
yeah,
sleep, ask to see them. But
yeah,
specifically, what I would just say, this is just me. I always say, okay, I want to talk to my, which is pretty much my altars, my higher,
mhm,
people say higher self.
yeah,
my family, my star family, that's me. And I always
Yeah.
I do not consent to astral sex, and
Mhm.
I do not give you permission to take me. I just want to talk to you or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be
Yeah.
really careful because sometimes they'll have programs that will kind of
Yeah.
fake thing. But how did you know it was like the Nephilim? Did you have memories or
So, yeah, when I was 19, I remembered I went to Egypt, Cairo. I was very drawn to Egypt. So I was like, oh, I want to go there so bad. And my cousin, she called me. She's like, hey, do you want to go to Egypt? I'm going there. I'm like, yes, I want to go. And at that time, I asked my parents, can you guys pay for me? Can I go? And they're like, yeah. So they paid for me, and I went there, and I was at home. Like I was at home. That was my home.
I
I was there two weeks.
beautiful.
And you know what? Cairo, Egypt reminds me of California, of Los Angeles. I don't know why, but it reminds me of LA because it's desert here and palm trees and the ocean. And it's like I feel home. It's like I was never meant to be born in Sweden. I don't know, I was born in Sweden. It's like cold there, snow. But yeah, that's how. And I remembered I went inside the pyramid, and man, I just felt this incredible energy. Like it was just beautiful. And when I left, I was in the airplane and I was sobbing. I was crying. And I didn't know why I was crying. Like, but it all makes sense now because I back then I used to live there in my past life.
Yeah, I have memories
So
there too, and
yeah,
I have memories of being like with two Sphinx by my side all the time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
um I am being called to go to Dubai and the Black Sea for
Oh,
some,
really?
yeah,
Me too. I
really.
feel yes, like the other day I said I want to go to Dubai. I want to go there, but I don't know why. It's just I
I
want to
know
go
me
there.
too, because I have
Yeah.
I have Persian blood from my dad.
Oh, wow.
Even hit up my son sometimes. Some will start speaking to him in Arabic, and he's like, I have the bloodline, but I don't speak the language. He tells us.
Yeah. Wow, that's
That's
incredible.
me.
Yeah, I love Arabic. I love the language and I love the culture and the food and belly dancing. It's just like,
I took belly dancing for a year.
oh,
It was fun.
yeah, I love it.
We're
It's
smaller.
beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah. It's
I
just like
to you. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to like meet and
I wanna like hug you.
me too.
I can't wait to physically like meet you and like finally we're talking and I can see you here. So
We
yeah, I love it.
we will.
Yeah.
So
We gotta make that movie though.
yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've I had dreams that I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but like dreams that I have this like futuristic gun and I'm like shooting people and it's like and I'm like how do I do that? Like how am I like operating with these
Your
guns?
uniform?
It's
Do you remember your uniform? What color?
I don't remember. I think it was dark. I don't remember. But
Because
I remember a
you in
portal.
like in a black uniform. I remember you in
Yes. Yeah. It's I think it was black. And
a
I it was
too.
I
Yeah.
opened up somebody opened up a portal and I was just like shooting with my gun, but then I was telling myself, shit, how am I doing this? Like how am I operating all these things? Like and I'm just doing it. I don't even know how. That's why I love action movies. I love
Yeah.
sci-fi movies. I love being in action. I love shooting. I don't know why. Like
Too.
I
Uh-huh.
love being like
Yes,
like
aggressive. I know.
aggressive. Like yes, today I'm feminine because that's how I felt. I have my little rose quartz and my pink cup here because I felt the energy. But I'm like I even want to get tattoos. Like I love your tattoos and you are inspiring me. Like you're a badass. It's like
Thanks.
I love it
Thank you. Thank you.
because like I said, when I first saw you, it was just this. energy like I've never ever felt before, you know? I never ever felt that with anyone. It's just with you. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
Because when I finally met Susan and Frank, I'm like, you guys, I remember you.
Yeah.
I remembered them before we met. So when
Yeah.
we saw each other, it was like, we started crying. Even when I met James, I was like crying because I'm like, I remember you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think James has the same sculpture.
He has one of those sculptures.
Yeah.
And the one I wanted was a mermaid. I think it was a dolphin one that I wanted, the lady to make. But I don't know if she's still alive or not.
You know, she passed away, I believe, 2-3 years ago. She had cancer. But I don't know if you can still go on her webpage. I don't know if I think she might still have some sculptures for sale. I don't know. I think her kids they have the
Cynthia Crawford.
Cynthia Crawford.
I'll look that up because I really drawn a lot to the mermaids and
yeah, definitely. And if you can also she's also on YouTube, because that's how I watched all of her videos too. Cynthia Crawford. And yeah,
I like that. That's like, I tell my kids, like, you know, whenever I decide to leave, make sure that all my YouTube videos are still up. Please.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Say something. Do you want to do another show?
Yes, I love this show. I love it. Yeah.
On Sunday,
definitely.
I have Chad Cooper on from 3 to 5, and then from 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Yeah, an open with along after that with him and all of us, in case you can make it.
Okay, let me talk to my husband because I have to, you know, since I'm watching him full time. But let me talk to my husband, and I'll definitely get back to you for sure.
Sounds great. Yeah. And what are your parting words, and then how can people get a hold of you? Like maybe email or something?
Yeah, definitely email. So my email is Alexandra MATEJIC 111 @gmail.com. And I also have a YouTube channel, but I'm currently not doing any videos, but I have, like, you know, I have beauty stuff there, and yeah.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about next time. The dermabrasion, about all that stuff you do. What is
it you know, it's microneedling.
Yeah,
I do microneedling. Yeah,
I think I would like to try.
yeah, it's, you know, I got into that because, you know, I became a mom, I got wrinkles, and that freaking, I mean, that was expensive. That's like $500 a treatment. So I'm like, you know what, let me do it myself.
Nice.
So
I like to do
things. And I did it myself here all over. So
your face looks very
but I did it 2 years now. Wow. So yeah.
So, what is your YouTube channel name?
Okay, so my YouTube channel is Alexandra Angelo. So Angelo, my son's name, Alexandra Angelo.
Alexandra Angelo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
The email is Alexandra M as in Thomas EJIC 1.
Yes, correct. So M as in Michael, MATEJIC 111.
Alexandra with the X. Okay, Lexi, well, thank you so much. I'm gonna write that down, and then
thank you.
Upload this video, and I know you're gonna, you know, get some clients, or you might do their micro, you know, thing. Yes. Give them nutrition.
Definitely.
Maybe somebody can come along, and not an infiltrator though, because I've had many of those that will help us to write the scripts or do a movie, or maybe somebody will contract you. You never know, Mama. With this,
never know. Yeah, we gotta dream big. That's what we have to do.
Yes, yeah. And I love the Oscar that you have. I might want to buy one.
You have to get one. Yes. I'm telling you, I see us there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I did the
Yeah.
bodybuilding. I saw myself get one of those gold cups. You know, I did bodybuilding in 2006, and I went places. You know, I placed
Yeah.
in bench press and then in deadlift. And
Wow.
I was not even training for deadlifting, and somebody,
Oh, wow.
his friend, well, he was one of my trainers at Lexi when I was going for the police academy. He says,
Yeah.
"Do it, just do it." And I'm like,
yes.
and it was fun. And
Yeah.
you know, just doing it. One of my Glenn Roos, he is in South Africa. He would always tell me, just start your YouTube channel. Just do it.
Yeah.
I tell people.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna,
but just do it and be all you can be.
exactly. Just go for it. Go for it. You got to go for it. And and create, because that's what we have to do. And that's what we're here to do and share.
That's right.
Yeah.
Again, Mama, I love you. And
thank you. Love you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.